This is CBS News Bay Area with Juliette Goodrich.
He was the man who made the Warriors into what they are today. After helping lead Golden State to 4 championship titles, the team's general manager, Bob Myers, announcing today that he will be stepping down. It is a huge loss for the team and the fan base. Our Vern Glenn joining us now with more on what he has done. And the question, is this the end of a dynasty?
I don't know if it's the end, but boy, it is a body blow. It is a kick to the gut. And let's face it, couldn't go on forever. It was bound to happen at some point. And it's like this, Jules. The job of the Warriors president and general manager is thankless. Fans buy the tickets. They yell, they scream, they expect wins. Well, Bob Myers delivered the bottom line 4 times, assembling this super team. And now it's his call. He is letting the clock tick down on his tenure with the Golden State Warriors at the end of June.
The train is powerful. This thing's moving, but it's just, I got to get off.
With that, Bob Myers became the first member of the Warriors dynasty core to step away from the team after winning 4 titles in 12 years as Golden State's general manager.
Things do change, and as much as we'd like them to last forever, they just don't. It's been an incredible run. You're a tremendous part of it, a huge part of it.
This season, Golden State had to deal with Draymond Green punching Jordan Poole and losing in the second round to the Lakers. But Myers says that did not factor into his decision.
There were some tough things this year. I'm not going to discount those, but some people asked me, you know, if the team wins the championship, would you leave? I think yes, you know. So if this was a perfect year, it might have still been the time.
Myers' exit comes a month before an off-season where the Warriors will likely figure out the contract and futures of Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and Jordan Poole.
The future's unbelievably bright. I have great confidence in what's to come and have no doubt that much success will still be forthcoming.
As for what's next, Myers is unsure after a career spent around the NBA.
Well, my wife said we're going to get a drink, maybe on the way home. Maybe it'll be good for me to sit still. I don't know how good I'll be at it, but I've actually never done it, and maybe figure some things out. And I don't know what's coming.
All right, let me weigh on this, Jules. Okay, yeah. He's got 3 kids.
Yes.
Oldest one, 12. How long has he been the general manager of the team? 12 years.
Yeah,
okay, so that's very little time home, because this is the kind of job where you're never off. I mean, never off. Yeah. We sign off, we go home, sleep. But no, he's not allowed to do that. Yeah. He doesn't turn off his phone. Better not turn the ringer off. That deal may come through at 4 a.m., and you better answer the call. So he's stepping back, and he's letting the batteries recharge.
You know what? And good for him. With 3 little ones at home and a family, he's making the right decision.
Yeah, if you're a kid, Daddy's back, you know?
Daddy's back. Yeah, they'll always be a Warriors fan. All right. Thank you, Vern, for that. Appreciate it. Good insight. All right, now we're on to our next story, a live look from Dublin, where you can see the fire season outlook, and you can see just the dry hills right there. Certainly, it's not getting any better, and we're going to lose that vibrant green that we have. There's a lot of anxiety after State Farm said it will no longer insure new customers in our state, especially with fire season on its way. Katie Nielsen talking to some homeowners living in fire-prone areas, now wondering if they'll be next to lose their insurance.
State Farm made the announcement late Friday night and said customers who already have policies will not see those canceled. But homeowners worry this could start a trend and other insurance companies could follow suit.
At some point, what do you do? Do you say, I have to move because I can't get insurance? I don't know. That's an interesting thought.
Ruth Bennett has lived in Sunol for more than 30 years and says up until recently, homeowners insurance wasn't an issue. Now, her neighbors' policies are being canceled, and she's worried she and her husband could be next.
We just pay our bill and keep going.
State Farm is the largest insurer in California and announced late Friday it will not take any new applications for homeowners insurance due to, quote, rapidly growing catastrophe exposure.
It's more difficult than it has been in the past.
Mike Morgan is a second-generation insurance agent at Gene Morgan Insurance Agency. Gene was his father. The company has been in business in Livermore for more than 70 years.
So State Farm leaving is going to cause a definite problem for insurance availability for homes in California. It's very possible that other companies have followed suit.
He says after the Oakland Hills fire, it became increasingly difficult and more expensive to get homeowners insurance in the Berkeley and Oakland Hills. And in the past 5 years, since the catastrophic wildfires in Santa Rosa in 2017 and other parts of the North Bay in 2018, other areas that don't seem obviously fire-prone are experiencing similar insurance issues. He says it's now harder to get policies in places like Orinda and Lafayette, parts of Walnut Creek, Concord and Martinez, and even areas of Pleasanton and Livermore.
The potential for significant increases in premium are there. They're real.
He says in some cases he's seen annual homeowners insurance rates go up by as much as 400 to 800%. A problem that could get worse because less competition means even higher rates.
We would have to pay the bill, wouldn't we? Because we want to have fire insurance. So we want to make sure that our house is covered. So we would have to pay, and it could be something significant for us, definitely.
The California Fair Plan is still an option for homeowners who cannot find insurance on the private market. But insurance experts note the Fair Plan only covers fire damage, so those homeowners would still have to get another policy to protect them from things like water damage or theft.
Katie, thank you. Now, we did reach out to the California Insurance Commissioner's Office for comment on State Farm's announcement. In a statement, they said, quote, the factors driving State Farm's decision are beyond our control. While insurance companies prioritize their short-term financial goals, the long-term goal of the Department of Insurance is protecting consumers. Well, one common way to prevent wildfires is, you guessed it, goats and goat herding. Cities across California have been turning to goats to get rid of vegetation and brush ahead of wildfire season. But a new law about goat herders' salaries may make them unaffordable. New state labor regulations would more than triple the cost of goat grazing services. Some herding companies say the rules threaten to put them out of business. But the California Labor Federation says the idea is to protect the workers.
While the state of California is funding these measures, I think it also has a responsibility to make sure that the workers who are associated with it aren't being abused, that they're not being taken advantage of, that they, in fact, are being treated fairly.
The law is set to take effect next year. Accused killer Nema Momenti has a new attorney. He is accused of killing tech executive Bob Lee. In a shakeup to the case, his former defense attorney, Paula Canny, filed a motion to withdraw due to a conflict of interest. Now, she wouldn't say what it was, just that it came up after she was hired. Canny told reporters Momenti would miss her and already slammed her replacement.
Happens in representing people. It's just like that. It is super interesting, but I'm not ever going to tell you. I'm professional. The quality of my work is really, really good. Do you really think that I wouldn't, if I was the new lawyer, I wouldn't have had somebody be here for him?
Momenti will be back in court in 2 weeks. As for Canny, she says she is both disappointed and relieved to be off the case. And her replacement is Sam Zanganai, a lawyer from Florida. According to his social media, he has represented clients throughout the U.S. as well as Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Photos and videos on his Instagram highlight famous clients that he's defended in cases he has won. A rapper, an MMA fighter, and former basketball star Lamar Odom. Pride Month just around the corner, but in Solano County, an LGBTQ group claims the city of Vacaville is refusing to acknowledge the tradition. The Solano Pride Center met with the Vacaville mayor last week, but when the meeting ended, the center says it didn't receive the response it expected. They say the mayor voiced concerns, saying that recognizing a small group in the community or recognizing June as Pride Month would be divisive.
I wish he would come out and support it. I mean, it's a sign of the times, you know. You got to get with the program.
Well, it turns out the mayor says he needed time to review Vacaville's flag policy and previous proclamations. He says not once did he refuse to recognize the month, but he also didn't give a direct answer.